Welcome to Learning Plan 1, Crisis Intervention and Stress. The overview purpose of this learning plan is to define crisis and crisis intervention and differentiate crisis as both a danger and as an opportunity. We will examine how crisis intervention was developed through the Wellesley Project and how it could be managed with the Community Mental Health Act of 1963. I encourage you to click on Learning Plan 1. Because you're in virtual college, you have already completed the reviewing of the syllabus and have also watched the introduction video to the course, I hope. Next, please read Chapter 1 in your textbook, What is Crisis and Crisis Intervention? Review your PowerPoint slides and view a short video clip on crisis intervention. You will complete Quiz 1 and will also complete a discussion post and post 2 responses. I have skipped to your syllabus for the next 3 learning activities. They are essentially learning activities not in a specific learning plan and due later in the semester. Your disaster response intervention paper is worth 50 points. For this performance assessment task, you're going to compare the interventions used in these situations, like critical incident stress debriefing and psychological first aid techniques. You're going to pick one and explain in full what it's all about and how or why it helps. The next assignment is facilitating a crisis intervention. And a lot of people get nervous about this, but they tend to do really well. For this performance assessment task, you will facilitate a crisis intervention session for a client for 15 minutes using the ABC model. You will display basic attending skills. You will then show that you have identified the precipitating event, the cognitions associated with the event, the emotional distress, and impairments in functioning. You will also provide feedback such as reframes, empowerment statements, educational statements, and validation statements. Finally, you will develop coping strategies with and for the client. For the virtual college, you're going to record this video format that you can upload, and it's worth 100 points. Finally, you should begin your final crisis intervention paper. It's going to integrate everything you've learned about crisis intervention and stress management into a succinct paper. It has separate headings, including introduction and overview, assessment and intervention, special circumstances and ethical considerations, and your personal reflection and conclusion. It's worth up to 100 points. Please pay special attention to these assignments as they may take longer to complete. After you've read Chapter 1, watched the video, and went through the slides, you should be very aware of a few things. You should be aware of what the ABC model of crisis intervention is. You should understand who Gerald Kaplan is and know Kaplan's 7 characteristics of effective coping behavior. You should understand the significance of the Coconut Grove fire, and you should know what the Community Mental Health Act of 1963 is. Please pay attention to what is crisis and what is crisis prone. You should know the term critical incident stress debriefing, and you should understand why crisis is known as both a danger and opportunity. You should be aware of how important grief work is, and you should also know what the psychiatric emergency team does. You should also understand what situational crises are and what the Wellesley Project is. I hope you enjoy Learning Plan 1. There's a lot of information here. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email, Skype, or call. Take care.